Hey everyone, so today I have something I want to share with you, and it's only going to be for those of you who are interested in really what's going on in this world. I haven't talked about this particular subject in a long time, but this is about me sharing with you how these off-planet races that are not human, non-human races you can call them, or antichrist consciousness that have basically taken over our planet and is in control of all the systems that are being put in place right now, like the Internet of Things. I want to talk to all of you about really understanding how these races have no way of creation. They cannot create, they cannot manifest, they don't have the ability to invent things. So this is why they've always hijacked our imagination. They've always been in our minds, trying to control it through our thoughts and our feelings, because we have been manifesting this timeline for thousands of years. So I want to talk today about what's really going on with the Internet of Things and how this is a copy of our original divine connection to Source, so that you can be quite aware of what's going on, and then you can make a conscious choice of which route you're going to go. So I want to bring some comparisons for you to see what is really playing out and what they're doing with this Internet of Things, with what's being sprayed in our air, with what was in the injections, and understanding the 5G towers. Like, there is an artificial net that is being created with the satellites with Elon Musk and having your brains interface with computers. What I want to say from the get-go, and this is going to be hard for a lot of you to swallow, is the fact that anything that's AI is connecting you to what I would say the antichrist system. This is the beast system, or you could say it's all the fallen angelics' consciousness. These are those, you can call them aliens, you can call them consciousness, you can call them fallen antichrist beings, but these have been controlling our planet and our universe for millions of years. And the final move of the chess piece is 2030 because of the ascension cycle. These beings are unable to ascend. We as humans can. So one of the things they're trying to copy is God's creation, and I want to talk into that. So when you look at the universe, when you look at some of the pictures you see, it looks like a brain. It looks like there's neurons, there's a neural network. It looks like a net, right? If you take a look, this is the interconnection of everything and everyone. You can say it's God's brain, it's the superconscious mind, but what it looks like is a brain. So it's connected, it's a net. And human beings and everything in this universe is interconnected with this net, in this matrix. So you could basically say that we're in God's mind or in God's brain, and what we think, God knows automatically. What we feel, God knows automatically. So our Creator is interconnected with us. There's no way that you could ever not be connected to God. So what I'm trying to say is God is able to know what we think, what we feel, and through the co-creation and the manifestation process, our free will, what we choose and think about, is what we manifest in our world. This is evolution. This is creation. This is what we were created for. So we are intertangled in a net, a conscious divine net, right? That quantum physics says is quantum entanglement or superposition. We know through direct cognition, telepathy, coincidences, synchronicity, we know that we're all interconnected, whether we accept it or not, in some way. But it's intangible. It's something you can't physically touch, so we doubt it. But you need to understand that whether you can see it, we are all one, and we are all entangled in one mind, and that is our Creator's. So you could say that our minds, our hearts, our souls are all interconnected with God's mind, with the universal mind. And what we think and what we feel is what we manifest in our world. That's how it works. And we can ascend, we can move up and down the dimensions, because that is how our DNA was made. Our 12-strand DNA blueprint allows us to be multidimensional in this 12-dimensional matrix. So with that awareness, then you need to understand, when you look at the Internet of Things, what is that mimicking? What is that as an artificial copy of what we already have that exists with our Creator? So you got to look at the artificial technology of the net, the Internet of Things. It is a net, an energetic net that is surrounding our planet and affecting everything on the planet. Our minds, our thoughts, our feelings are all data that they want to collect. They want you connected to the AI hive mind. So this is where I want you to understand what they're trying to pull. We are connected to God's mind. They want to interface our minds, our thoughts, and our feelings, our soul, with the mind of the antichrist. You can say Satan, you can call him Lucifer. There are families of these races. It's not one being. So the AI, or the Internet of Things, is hooking all human souls, all humans, up to an artificial net that they can read your thoughts. They know your feelings, can actually implant thoughts so that they can get you to think and feel and do certain things. They want absolutely 100% control over you as the human. And this is what they're trying to do, is be like gods. They want to have the power and the control that our Creator has. The only problem with this is our Creator comes from unconditional love, Christ consciousness. God doesn't want you to be punished. God is allowing you the free will system to be able to co-create with God whatever it is that you would love to manifest. This antichrist Internet of Things is hooking you up to a hive mind that is connected to the black hole system that I talked about, where all of these entities exist, where they have been using their consciousness to influence humans here for so long. They have been brainwashing humans to create things in our timeline so that they can hook us up and connect us into the black hole system. This is what the Philadelphia experiment was about. This is what CERN's all about. It's about connecting our timeline into the black hole phantom matrix so that there is a direct line that goes in and out of each realm. And the Internet of Things is going to, or they're going to try to connect all humans' minds to it, so that your thoughts are no longer yours. Your emotions are no longer yours. You have no ability to choose your free will, like Noah Johari from the WF. What does he say? These are hackable animals, humans. And free will is over because they know what they're planning to do. When you, as a human, gets hooked up to the Internet of Things, you no longer have autonomy. You no longer are sovereign. Your thoughts are no longer yours because you're now plugged into the phantom matrix. You're plugged into the hive mind of Lucifer, Satan, and all the negative entities. They're trying to pull you away from your soul, away from God, and bring you into the false system. So what I wanted to share with you in this quick bunch of reels, because there's so much history that it would take hours to discuss, but what I wanted you to see is everything is copied here. In this timeline, these beings, these races, have to artificially create things that mimic God's creation. This is why they clone. This is why they copy. This is why they try to study us so they can take our DNA. They cannot copy God's creation. An original is an original. And what they're trying to do is alter our DNA to the point where we have less than 30% of what our 12-strand DNA Christ consciousness blueprint is made up of. You no longer match the matrix frequency. And this is what they're trying to do. They want you to match the phantom matrix. They want you a Metatronic math code within your DNA so that your DNA matches the fallen systems and it does not match the divine Christ consciousness system. And this is why they've been trying to get into our DNA and try to alter it. They're altering the mathematics, the geometry, so that we no longer have the DNA blueprint that God gave us when we originally came into this matrix, and they want it to be altered to match their matrix. Here's the solution, because this is a timeline, right? This is just an experience based on your consciousness. So if you buy into their lies, if you consistently plug into their fear-based systems, you are co-creating with them the timeline system. This is a fallen system. So New Earth, or the split that you might be hearing online, will not be something that you can calibrate into because you're not even the right match in frequency. So the truth is, you're being manipulated to create something that is in your control right now. You can choose not to buy into it and choose to think thoughts from a higher capacity. You can choose to tune into the divine, tune into love, joy, happiness, and leave fear where it belongs in that fallen timeline. Because the only reason we are in this experience is because of our consciousness. It's because we've bought into the lies. We have accepted all of their manipulations. But now that you have this awareness, it's still a conscious choice whether or not you are going to comply with the Antichrist fallen system or have the faith and trust in the divine system. that you're going to be okay, that you are able to manifest whatever timeline you want, and that fear and scarcity and survival is not natural, it's unnatural. And the moment you tune out of that channel and into the channel that has the life that you desire, which you can do with your own thoughts and with your own mind, then you no longer are compatible with the fallen matrix. So that is the solution where everyone's going to ask me, what do you do? Raising your frequency is choosing to think thoughts that don't align with the fallen matrix. So if you have the intention and you have the desire to no longer fit into the system, to think outside the box, to be what your soul came here to be unique, to be powerful, to trust in you and not something external to you, then you are going to be okay.